Hello, everybody. How's it going? Chad Revard in the house. What is happening, Chad? Baby Huey, great handle. Love it. Can Do Artists. Taz Bear, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Can Do. How you doing, eh? Good to see you, Can Do. Thanks for stopping through. Let's see here if we can find our buddy Chad Rev. I guess we'll find him. He's here somewhere. Alright, there's an invite for that fool. Hey, SA Artistries. Hey, Shandel. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope everybody's doing all right today. What do you say, Haley Beth? SA Artistries in the house. There's some SA Artistries artwork right there. You might like that. Check it out. SA Artistries. We're trying to get Chad Rev up in here.
Oh, I'm working on it, buddy.
We're kind of obligated to bring him in. You know, I mean, it's Chad Rev. We got, you know.
It's obligation at this point. Welcome
What's
to the
up,
show,
man?
everybody.
What happened to your hair? Have you been hanging from it or something?
Yeah, man. I was like,
You're stretching your skin suit back out?
I was. Is it?
Oh, dude. Good to see you, homie. Hope you're doing all right.
Ah, it's good to see you, buddy.
Especially
Doing
with
all right
that
today?
overwhelming introduction you just got.
I know, right? Good Lord, now you got me all hair conscious and I care about stuff. Not really.
I'm going to have to remember to
You
point
know.
opposite from you. Chad's over there. Chad's over there. I unflipped my mirror thing so that everything wouldn't be backwards.
Can I do that
Look.
too?
See, I'm going to be doing that all night. It
think
made him
so.
disappear. Hey, Rebecca, how are you doing? Good to see you.
Oh,
It's good to see you.
no.
How you doing, Enigma? Enigma in the house. Rebecca here. What's
What
up,
up?
Chris? CC Music is our
Enigma,
guest
thank
tonight,
you.
folks. So give CC Music a follow. That's Chris Church. That's our featured guest this evening. Good to see you, Chandel. Hope you're doing all right. Hope Burgess is doing all right. Thank you, SA. Y'all, we also have Rebecca in the house. She's got some significant ties to Chris Church. So we've known Rebecca for a long time on this platform. All she ever does is support people. So please give Rebecca your love. Appreciate everybody. Little
Chris Church
little
in the
Courtney.
house.
I like it. She got the little Courtney handle today. What's up, Courtney? How you doing? I heard today that Jay is going to be co-hosting Haley Dot show. So yeah, in a couple of weeks, Jay, who's already on the wall behind me somewhere, and I'm all
Yeah.
confused now because it's backwards, but it don't matter. Good to see you, man. How are you today?
I'm good, dude. I went to the doctor today and all my scans and all my blood labs all came back. I'm healthy and you don't get out of your contract. You got to keep doing this until further notice. I'm healthy. I ain't going nowhere. So you're stuck.
You know I ain't signed a damn contract. You know better than that shit.
Oh, that there.
You've been through
is the
this a
most
few
truthful thing
times,
you'll
my
hear.
brother.
Right.
It's got to have a lot of
Woohoo.
zeros on it.
Right. Woohoo is right.
Woohoo! Good to see you, twin.
So yeah, I'm all clear and good and healthy and mouthy and sarcastic and asinine.
Man, I'm glad to hear that, dude. That's good news. That's good news. You and your skin suit will be around for a minute.
I know it's still fitting all right. I think I'm okay. I usually get when it appears that I got a haircut, that's when I actually got a new skin suit. In case you guys didn't know. Yo there, music.
You told him. You done told him the secret. What's up there, music? How you doing?
Man,
Get y'all
you
in
know,
here.
the government's coming
Closer.
out and talking about us now. I guess it's okay for me to talk about us now. So,
Shh. Chad.
Oh, God dang it, dude. Oh, you're going to blind everybody. Great. Now nobody
Knock
can
it
read the
off.
chat.
Knock it
Everybody's
off.
seeing spots. They're all
Knock it
seeing
off.
spots.
Knock it off.
Cut it out.
Oh,
Knock it off.
Overlord sent me this. Did you see the look in his eyes, Shaw? It's like
He's
I
like-
drew out a lightsaber. Precious Bead, what is happening? Good to see everybody. Thank y'all for stopping in. Appreciate it. You found yourself at the landscape guy. What's up, homie? Good to see you, man. Their music, my friend.
Chip 76 in the house.
Chuck Franklin, Chip 76. We got some chip art up in here too behind us. I'm all confused now, Chip, because I done reversed
Really bad.
things so that you can read the stuff. Can you read it
He's
now,
not
Chad?
quite-
You know
He's
why,
not adjusted
Chad?
to this dimension yet.
You know why? Because that's a badass hat, Jen. That's why.
That's why, Chad.
Natasha.
So
That's
yeah, I got some
Right.
news. We talked to Live, Laugh, and Offend today, who would be Robert. Hey, Pamela, how's it going? Another amazing artist right there. I need to start doing it this way, right? Yeah, there it is, right there.
Do you know where anything
So-
is now?
Yeah, it's backwards on me, man. You know, for a year I did it with it mirrored or whatever, and now I'm trying to do it, the correct way. And Chad's over there. That's all I know. He's over there, which is actually over there for me.
No, it's over there.
That way,
No. Yes.
there.
Hang on.
So
Let me help you with a beacon.
So, yeah, a beacon. He's over yonder. That's right, Bob. He's over yonder. So I love it. Look, Chad Rev Art now has a solution for all problems. You come on there with some nonsense, he breaks out that. Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother. That's the Chad wonders what the hell you're talking about knows. I love it. Dude, do you have any announcements or anything? Any art you want to show off? I'm gonna do
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
always
do a
got
bunch
stuff
of
here.
shout outs today. I'm gonna talk a little bit about our new merch situation, and then we're gonna turn it over to another musician, Chris Church. Amazing dude, known him on here for a while, been trying to get him on. There were hospitals involved the first time we tried to get him on. And then the second time we tried to get him on, I didn't have any power or any internet or any phone service or any way. The only way I could get, I sent a carrier turtle to him, but it just got there. So
It
we
just
missed the show
got
last
there.
week. Maybe next time you can send one of your possums, preferably the one that bit
Oh,
you. I feel
one
like
that
I
bit
can
me.
trust
I'll
the
send
one
her.
that bit you.
I'll send Chris Church. I'm sending you my biting possum.
I feel like we have bonded, that possum and I.
I think so, because you both bit
I'll
me.
bite you every
sons of
chance I
bitches.
get to.
You guys see that? Can you guys see that right there?
Dude got
That's what a
bit by a
possum bite
possum.
looks
He was
like.
trying to help.
Yeah, it's all healed up now, but there it is.
Yeah, man. Chris is an amazing dude. You and I have talked about Chris before. I'm excited to have him
Oh.
on, man. I
Yeah.
love this dude. He does his own thing, man. Like he's not, you know what I mean? He's just his own entity, and he's a good guy.
Sure.
He's been through a whole bunch, like a lot of us have in his life. He's been through a bunch of stuff, and he's got thoughts on things, and I'm looking forward to it, man. A little more music, little conversation maybe about mental health, little
I was
conversation
gonna ask
about
if we're gonna get a little music.
yeah, you're gonna like it, man. You're gonna like you like music. Don't let him fool you. He likes music. That guy right over there likes music. See how quick I did that, Chad? Just
That was
quick
quick.
draw.
You knew
He's
where
right
I
over
was. You knew where I was that time.
the beacon worked,
Well,
man. The beacon
I
worked.
tell you, I didn't even have to. Here, I'll put it back on. It seems to be.
The beacon. You have any announcements you want to make, sir?
Yeah. I take this job really serious. That's my announcement, guys. Oh my gosh, I do have
I feel
a
like
cool
I'm in
announcement.
trouble. Look,
I do have a
but
cool
see now,
announcement.
I can use all the signs I made a year ago because you can read them actually now.
You can read them.
Look, it says welcome, not
now- No.
How about that? Look, this
You're
one
really-
still says mom or wow though.
Yeah.
But now-
You're really
now we
messing
can
with
make
everybody's
thank you out.
dyslexia.
Maybe flow state, we can make that out so people know what we're doing. And Chad, this
Oh,
was just
my.
for you. It's even on a different colored piece of paper.
Oh, I thought it always said on, like I was on.
Right,
Oh, you're
right.
on, homie. You're
All this time I was like this, and Chad was started telling them the business.
Yeah, I thought it meant I was like on it. Didn't realize it said no. You want a cool announcement? Here's a cool announcement.
man.
This Thursday, 2 days from now. 2, count them 1, 2. On the Chad Rev Art Show, in the window, I'm going to have an incredibly special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, this Thursday, the great Goopy Goop will be in the window.
What?
Yep,
What?
the real Goopy Goop.
Goopster?
The Goopster is going to be in the
Here
window.
come the Goopster.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Goop's going to be in the window. That's excellent. If you guys didn't
That's
know,
awesome, man.
this dude doing something pretty cool Friday, but you'll probably talk about that in your announcements.
Yeah, if the storm lets us, Haley has evacuated for the moment, and potentially, I told y'all he had a weather machine. I told y'all. Every time I got something cool coming up, the weather. I'm pretty sure that Chad and his cohorts up there on their planetary
Yeah, but
intergalactic starship have a
I
weather
missed your ass
machine.
last time. I got to dial in my windage or something. I don't know.
Dude, you
Which is-
hit all around me.
I grazed you.
You got my roof leaky, but you missed.
You missed me, bear.
The problem you have now is now I get to come after you.
Wait,
And I don't
they didn't
use
tell me they
weather
were going to let
machines.
you drive the machine, too.
No, I
didn't
don't
tell me-
use weather machines. I'm just going to show up at your place.
Y'all, we might miss a show or two because it might get crazy.
That would be something, wouldn't it?
Haley Beth is on the mothership. I didn't know if you wanted everybody to know Haley Beth. She's on the
Haley
mothership
Beth.
with me and
Y'all-
Ezra.
It was always Haley. It was always Haley. Haley is the ringleader of all of it.
Yep.
What's up, Natasha? How are you doing?
Haley Beth, I'm so glad you're in a safe place. I was talking to her last night. It was so weird, again. I was actually thinking about Haley Beth, and I told my wife, I was like, I need to check in on Haley Beth. And I am not kidding. Right when I said it, my phone went bing, and I opened it up, and it's Haley Beth. And she was answering the question I had of, hey, I'm taking care of some stuff. I'm good. So, yeah. Weird, but awesome. Haley Beth.
Haley Beth, we love you, boo. Take care of yourself over there.
Yes,
Take care of yourself. So look, man, I'm gonna run through this list right here real quick, and then we're gonna have some music and some conversation, and you might even get to put your funny nose on again or something. Who knows? There's no telling what might happen
I'm
because you're
waiting.
right over
I'm
there,
waiting.
right over there.
I'm waiting. Right.
Right. I don't have quite the fine motor skills going that direction, Chad. I've been perfecting this
I
for a year.
know. Flex is also on standby, Eric. Dang, man. Hey, guys, listen.
What's
before
up?
Gin starts plugging everybody, go ahead. You had something to say.
No. Go ahead, man.
Before Gin starts plugging everybody, I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to plug Gin. Gin has merch available. You can go over to his profile, hit his little link tree thing, and it'll take you to everything. Check it out, y'all. You see that?
And here's the
See
update
that?
on that. I
This
talked
is
to
a
Robert
beautiful
today.
Gin shirt.
Check this out. check the back of this
Yeah.
shirt out that he sent me. This is a shirt Robert sent me.
Oh, check it. Yo.
He somehow,
cool.
with his technology, was able to put the logo on the front and on the back in the particular shirt that I wanted. It was amazing.
In the right place, even.
And it's
Go
even
figure.
in the right place. Can you believe it?
Man, Robert, you're a step ahead of all these other fools already.
He also made this hat, which is embroidered.
Oh, I bet my Chad Rev
So it's
Art
this-
logo, signature logo would look fly on those
Yes,
hats.
dude. And you might notice I got it hanging right here behind me. He also makes our good friend Jason Woodward's apparel. So check out.
One of these
Live,
days,
Laugh,
that kid will
Offend.
learn how to play guitar.
No kidding, huh? That dude can play. I wonder if I can tell you this: the guitar skills do not come with the hat. You might have to get the
Really?
T-shirt too.
You
Right.
weren't just like immediately shredding?
Look, man. I'll show you. It does make you sort of immediately charming.
That is pretty damn charming. Not gonna lie. It
However,
it almost
did not
makes you look
improve
like
my
you could play
guitar
guitar
skills.
better.
It
It
did
almost
not
makes
improve
you
my
look
guitar.
like- Do you know what it probably does though? It probably makes you look better while you're doing it. But you, look at that, y'all. Guys, I think something happened again. He didn't realize that's just a neck. That sounded beautiful again. Tell him, guys. Tell him.
Wasn't that awesome,
was
Chad?
excellent.
How'd you like that?
That was everybody give it up for Gang and his guitar solo. That was great. That was a great warm-up act for Chris, dude.
You like that?
That was
Chris, I'm
great.
getting them going for you, buddy. Just getting them
Now,
going
Chris-
for you.
Chris, don't get nervous. We're making him keep his skills.
What's up, Eric? How you doing, brother?
We'll bring him
Look.
back.
So we got we got some cool stuff coming up, some merch coming. We're gonna start having some merch giveaways every month for our subscribers. Thank you, Wandering. And looking forward to what's coming out. I got some hats coming, got some shirts and stuff coming. So over time here, we'll be able to take care of some folks every once in a while. I think we're going to do some subscriber giveaways. We might do like a monthly giveaway, something like that.
Yeah?
And we're also going to do, I believe we're going to be doing a guitar. I've still got to talk to the ladies of Sister Chat, but I did bring it up on their show this past Saturday, which is at 1 o'clock on Saturdays, Eastern time. We're going to be building a guitar in honor of Tweets. And I spoke with Live, Laugh, and Offend today. And he is willing to, we got shirt designs for all the different guitars we're making. So we're going to design a shirt to go with that particular guitar. And all of those
Yes.
proceeds, every single dime of it will go to whoever Sister Chat chooses for it to go to. Most likely, one of my choices would be either for unaliving prevention or for organ donation, both things that Tweets was really into. So I don't have exactly all the details yet, but the guitar will be given away to those ladies to do with as they choose. And then the merch that goes with the guitar will be used to raise money for those causes I mentioned beforehand. So, I just wanted to say also that thank you so much to everyone. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to get back to everyone who sent me messages. It was amazing. Thank y'all so much. My friends here on TikTok were the people that were actually probably the most concerned about my wife and I. So love y'all, appreciate y'all, and it's amazing to be part of this family. So thank y'all for that. I appreciate it very, very much. It's so heartwarming, and all of y'all are reflected behind me, and that's why. So thank everybody that checked in and sent kind messages and offers of things, and it was just amazing. So I appreciate everyone. Thank you so much. So we've also got, let's see, I don't know, a few sheets worth of people I'm going to try to shout out real quick. So sir, if you will, please put your tray tables and seat backs in the upright position. We're about to take off. So first, we're going to start out with Burgess and Shandle. Please turn on your notifications for Burgess, the painting DJ, and Shandle. They're always doing something cool. They do karaoke. Burgess does painting while he's DJing, while he's carrying on a conversation, while they're playing a game, while Haley's in there stirring up a bunch of mess. It's a good time. So please go by, turn your notifications on, check them out. They don't exactly have specific show times. I believe Chandel is, she is in the chat. So you can follow her right now, and that makes it easy for you to find Burgess. If you find her account, you'll find Burgess, I promise. We also got a friend. I got to stop by and see Matty Pace a little bit today. And Matty Pace is still doing his thing. You know we love that dude. Matty Pace is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. Matty is I'm telling you, he's the coolest vibe on TikTok Live. I love that dude. He's also on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. So please check out Matty Pace. Give him your love. Mondo's another one to give some love to. How's it going, Mondo? Good to see you. Our friend S.A. Artistries, if you can catch her on the weekend, sometimes on the weekend she does a woo-saw. That's a piece of her art right behind me here. Absolutely amazing piece of art that also glows in the dark, and it's a little different image during that time. Pretty awesome. If you get a chance, go check out S.A. Artistries. If y'all might have seen a recent video that she put out where she was, in fact, I told you she was stalking me, Chad. I told you it was a stalker situation. She had surveillance footage of me, bro.
She was calling you out for that parking job, dude. That's all it was.
It's a good thing I didn't do anything worse than parking. I'd have been in trouble.
She was surveilling your ass.
And then when she asked me to get in the back of her vehicle, I thought it was over, man. I thought it was curtains. So please turn on your notifications. She is now known as the artist formerly known as S.A. Artistries, who is currently known as Samantha the Starving Artist. Did you get all that?
She also goes by a sign now. It looks like this.
It looks like this. I'm going to punch you in the mouth, Ken. All right, on Friday nights, if there's not a hurricane going on, Haley Dot is on at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Yours truly would be her guest this Friday if we're able to do the show. I certainly hope we are. And this man right over here has done the show before, too, and several people down in the chats have done the show. So I'm looking very much forward to the opportunity to do that if all that happens. And it's Haley's birthday this week. She's going to be turning 30 years old. I tried to convince her to stay at 29, but she insisted to go to 30. So y'all please wish Haley a happy birthday this week. Her birthday is actually on Saturday. Her show is going to be on Friday, and that's at 6:30 Eastern Time. Haley gives me those little purple hearts, and Haley gets the purple box with a white heart in it, and Chad and his overlordship doesn't even have that one. So that's why Haley chose that.
I know.
6 p.m., bro. That's right. That's right. Chip 76. Yours is Friday, Chip. Right on, right on. Eric the Airbrush Artist and Dirty 530, who has some art behind me here. Dirty 530. Chad Rev had some Dirty 530 art too. And Flex Flair do a show on Saturdays at 5 Mountain Standard Time, and I believe that's every other Saturday, so check with them and make sure. Our favorite little birdie, Chad, our favorite little birdie. Natasha Art, OG. That is my friend Natasha Art's art right there. Love you, Natasha. Painting at Tiffany's. We always just going to say your name. Eve's Artistry. Eve's Artistry's art is right here, and she gives lessons. She was able to teach me how to do a little painting, and she's amazing. So please give some love to Eve's Artistry. Johnny Ray and Mondo, if you can catch either one of them on, I highly recommend it. Wafty Llama, love you, brother. Appreciate you. If you can catch Wafty Llama on anywhere, it's worth doing. Kira Wilson Art, 6 to 9 Eastern time on Mondays. She's crazy busy right now. I saw her today, Chad. She was on camera today, Chad. I have a screenshot of her wrestling a lion, Chad. I shit you not. She was wrestling a lion today, and I have pictures of it. Yes.
Kira, you got to be more careful.
She was on a live today in person. It was her.
Tiffany.
I just mentioned her.
Here.
We gonna say her name no matter what. There she is. What's up, Tiffany? Hey, y'all don't look right at her though. Look, Chad, don't stare right at her, dude. She's like a deer, man. If she sees you, she'll run off. It's good to see you, Tiffany. Good to see you. We love you, Tiffany. We love you. So good to see you. We talk about you even if you're not here.
All the time.
Since Tiffany is here, we also want to send out our love to Nightmare. Good to see you. Hey, Midwest, good to see you. Nightmare's been doing good on the reports, and she's gotten some clear reports, sort of like you may have done, Chad. And I'm loving to hear that. That's amazing. We got Lady Shine, y'all. Lady Shine, Sundays at 5:35 Mountain Standard Time. That's in the evening. That's her creative prompt show. That's a lot of fun. She gives prompts. The artists, the poets, whatever, do their thing. On Mondays, early in the morning, 4:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, she does Meditation Monday. And on Wednesday, she does Walk With Me Wednesday, which is at 11 a.m. And those are all Mountain Standard Times. We love some Lady Shine. Please give her some support. Lady Shine lost her mom recently, right before that storm hit. So y'all see Lady Shine out there roaming around. Y'all show her a little bit of extra love because that's what we do. Hanson and Kiki have their thing going on. Tuesday night they do trivia. Thursday night they do Chad's favorite show. Or they bring people up in boxes that they know. They bring somebody up that they don't know. There's a bunch of questions asked. People get kicked out. People get to stay. It's a lot of fun, though. So please go check out Kiki and Hanson. Both good people. We also have on Wednesdays at 12:30. That's Eastern time, like lunchtime. You got Jay and Courtney doing their addiction show. But it's also a cool place if you just had a rough week or a rough day or whatever. You go in there and you can kind of vent a little bit, and that's the perfect spot for that. So please go check out our good friend Courtney and Jay. Jay's art is, if I could figure out how to point, right there behind me. We love some Jay. He's an amazing dude. And we're going to try to see how one day, somehow, get him on the show if we can ever make it happen. We got Eric the Airbrush Artist. Like I mentioned earlier, with Dirty 530 and Flex Flare. They're at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Saturdays. Max V, the Empower Hour. If you don't know Max V, just turn on your TikTok sometime between 8 or 9 in the morning and noonish, and you'll see Max V. Please tune in to Max V. You will. Thank you for that, Midwest. All he does is support other people. So I don't know, whoever out there, just know I love some Max V. Max V is our dude, and just stop in and show him your art. That's all you gotta do.
That's all he wants to do is see your art.
We got Rick the Muse doing his thing. Turn on your notifications for Rick. He's usually got something interesting going on. He's a good guy. I'd also like to say a special thank you to Kira Wilson Art. I'd like to say a special thank you to Severed Art. I'm so excited to be doing collabs with those two, among other people. SA Artistries now has a guitar that she's going to be working on. Chad Rev Art is going to be teaming up with me and CR Alsop Guitars. And please turn on your notifications for Jason Woodward. That's his hat right back there.
Yep. Go do that.
Look, man. When that storm hit, we didn't have any way to play music. Didn't have an old school radio in the house. I do now. But
Look,
I had that concert he put on the Gin Project show a few weeks ago. And I've listened to
My
that thing
God,
probably
did he.
47 times by now, man. And it gets better every time. Turn on your notifications. And there's another fellow roaming around out there that you might see with Jason sometimes. And that's Briar Woodward, which is his son. And his son has a really super deep voice, and it's cool to listen to him sing.
Get out of here. I didn't know that.
And one other fellow that's out there roaming around. Now, he's overseas. He's over there in the UK. But Black Country Guitars, his name is Steve.
Yeah.
Go check Steve out. He's only been
Yeah.
playing guitar for a few years, and that just makes me want to cry. Because that dude can rip. So there we go, man. I
didn't
know I
he'd
missed
only
some
been playing
people.
A few years.
And I want to bring Chris up because he's been waiting patiently. I know I'm missing people. Please send me all of your time. Send me your information in the DMs, and I will make sure to give you shout outs. And Rule Gardens, Rule, we see you out there, Rule. We know you out there somewhere cutting trees up for people. Keep doing your thing, man. All right. So if any of the mods would please send Chris up so we can give him a mic check and do all the things that we do. And then I'll tell you what, this guy, man, he writes his own songs. He does covers. Chad, you and him, you and he would agree on some things, I'm sure. And I've been trying to get him on this show for months, and it just one thing or another would happen, and Chad used his weather machine against us and all that. But here he is, y'all, Chris Church. Man, I'm so glad to have you on. I hadn't said much about you. I've been trying to fit in a lot in this first 30 minutes here, man. So I appreciate you being here. I love what you do. I have a lot of respect for you, man, because you do your own thing. And you are 100% genuine, 100% authentic Chris Church. And I absolutely love it, man. So thank you. It's my honor to have you on, man. I really appreciate you taking the time
I
to come on.
appreciate the invite. I'm just happy to be here with you and Chad up here.
Thanks for being on, man. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. So it's obviously his mic's working and he's looking good. He's got a guitar, and we're going to do this just kind of conversationally today, y'all. We're going to let Chris kind of talk about what Chris feels like talking about, and we'll chime in. And he's going to play a little bit of music, and should be a good time. Chris, do you want to take a couple minutes to shout anybody out in the chat or say hello to anyone? Or
Yeah, just want to thank Rebecca. She's been my moderator since my first live. I asked her to be a moderator, and she said, I don't know what a moderator is, and got her trained up, and she's been a great moderator for a little over a year now, and just a good human being, always out there supporting other people. Their music, he's been another person that's been real supportive of me. It's been in almost all my lives. Matahari in the chat, that is my agent with Soleil Talent Agency, and always had my back no matter what came up with TikTok, been supportive. So
welcome in. Their music, man, I got to tell you, those names that you mentioned, Rebecca is how I found you. And Their Music is another person I've known, through TikTok almost since I've been on. Just always super supportive, always really kind, and can play a guitar.
Yeah, he's definitely he's a great musician.
His name is on this list to try to get him on this show at some point or another. We've been talking about Their Music for a while. There's only 1 week there's only 1 week at a time.
Yeah.
So Chris, let's kind of start at the beginning, man. I really enjoyed my conversation with you yesterday. And so just kind of start us at the beginning, kind of a little bit who you are, and we'll just start out that way, wherever that takes us, we go.
All right. Well, I'm Chris Church, obviously. That's already been laid out. Started playing music when I was a kid. My dad has majored in music, has a bachelor's degree in music education. So you would think he taught me a whole lot, but he taught me 3 chords, and he said, you'll be able to play pretty much anything you want to play with them 3 chords. And he just
Was it
kind of
C, D, and G?
Yeah.
Was it C, D, and G?
Yep, C, D, and G.
Right.
He taught me how to play Young Country by Hank Williams Jr., and then that was it. And he said, everything else is on you. And I just kind of took it on myself, and it's like pretty much every musician I've talked to, you know, you play for a while and then you kind of get out of it and life gets busy and things happen. And I would play for a couple years and then not play for several years and pick it back up. But I think really the love of music mainly came from my parents, because we always had a piano and a guitar in the house, and my mom and dad would be playing piano and guitar and singing, and it was a lot of Janis Joplin, the Carpenters, a lot of the 60s and 70s style music that got played. So I think it opened me up to having a real wide view of what I enjoy, because you may come to my house, I may be listening to Frank Sinatra, or I might be listening to Slipknot, or I may be listening to Willie Nelson. There's no telling what may be playing on the music. I like the artistry, and I like to me, it's more about lyrics. I like the songwriter. I like the songs that say something, and that's kind of what got me into it.
And I love that about your lives, man, is the variety of things that you cover. And I know essentially you said you like country, and some other stuff too. But I love the fact, man, that I'll go in there and see you playing anything, whatever it might be. And let me just say, Ezra, appreciate you coming through, brother. Good to see you, man.
Big love, Ezra.
That was one of my big things when I first started. I think that helped me kind of get out there in the community is I didn't come on and just play one style of music. If you requested Garth Brooks, I learned Garth Brooks. If you requested Nirvana, I learned Nirvana.
Damn sure did.
And you know, I've had some people who came there just because they like country say, I didn't know what alternative or grunge meant, but if that's it, I like it. That's pretty good.
Right.
And I've had some 18, 19-year-old kids ask me if I wrote songs like Seven Spanish Angels. I'm like, man, that song was famous before I was born, but they've never heard it.
Right.
So, you know, you
Willie
get to
famous,
expose
right?
people to something that they're not used to.
Yeah,
Beautiful
man.
song.
Yeah, you and you definitely you have your own voice, so to speak, musically speaking. You know, you don't sound like anybody else. You sound like Chris Church, and I like that too.
Yeah.
Whatever version you're doing, whatever genre you're doing, I like the bit of you that you put on it, man. It's always cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, 'cause that can be a struggle sometimes with doing covers. Is you hear the voice that you've always heard sing that song, and you try to imitate it without even realizing it, and it's kind of, it can be difficult to find your own sound, I think.
Right. And well, you in my view, you certainly found it. You certainly have your sound that you bring to it, man. I enjoy that part of what you do is just the fact that you do so much variety. And you know, in our conversation, you were talking about that you've been playing and singing since you were a teenager, and that it's always kind of been an outlet for you. And it's interesting to hear that your versatility, or your willingness to be versatile, actually is like a conduit. You, like you just mentioned, you bring different kinds of music to people who normally wouldn't listen to it. And that is cool, man. That is a cool thing.
Well, and the stuff I write has all been mental health based, at least so far. I started out wanting to write thinking, hey, if I can write a love song or something and sell it, I can make some money. And But when I sit down and write, it always ends up going back to mental health, or it's something. Maybe the first song I wrote, I actually wrote it down as a poem when I first wrote it. And it was just super dark and depressing. That's the place that I was at that time mentally. And as I came out of it, I changed it just a little bit because you want a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. You don't, it's kind of hard to write about just one subject. And when you go into mental health, I think you need to add a little bit of light because there's a lot of people that can't see that light. And I think most of us have times where we can't see that light.
Absolutely. Man, we were talking about that earlier. Jason Woodward was on a couple weeks ago, and he has a tattoo on his arm of the two dots, I guess semicolon, or is it semicolon? I get that right, with an arrow.
Yeah.
And that's that's a symbol for unaliving prevention. And I know that you do a lot towards that effort as well.
I do, and that's what draws me to a lot of the people that I end up becoming friends with that I met on here. Darkwing down in the chat, she sings, and her husband's a musician on here and a producer. He actually has a recording company.
Right.
And they would be some great guests. They have been some of the most supportive people as far as through their Discord server, through their TikTok. It's always about, hey, let's help each other. If we want to make music and art grow, let's get in there and support each other and quit fussing about it not growing on here, and let's get up and do something about it. And they've been
What's up?
just a great big help to me. Her husband, Corn Lord Paul,
That's her husband?
he spent hours on the phone with me, helping me set up computer stuff and sound and everything. So
Wow.
I've seen him in my FYP. I didn't know that y'all had a connection. Actually, I never put those things together. But
he's a great musician and a big advocate for mental health and just a good supporter of artists that are up on this platform.
Well, this is the show list, and they're the first two names to be added. So we got them. Is that who you were telling me about on the phone, or you were thinking about?
Yeah, I would definitely talk to Darkwing and Cornlord and see about getting them on to do your show. I think they would be a perfect fit in the community and real supportive, just good people. They do a lot of work in their community for art and things like that in the schools, and just
Right
real
on,
good.
man.
Yeah.
Well, Darkwing, while you're in here, if you would drop in the chat if you had specific times that you are on. Drop them in the chat and I'll write them down and we'll put them on our call sheet, and we'll try to shout you out when we have shows on. Appreciate that. I know that I also want to give a special thank you. I mentioned something a little earlier to Rebecca, because Rebecca was one of the first people that I came across on here. I remember Chad and I were working on a project when we first started, and Rebecca was the one that would come in and support us and hang out. So you're right, man. She is absolutely amazing. And the fact that she's your moderator says a lot about you, man. It says a lot about your character.
She's not an easy one to hold on to.
No, man.
There's a lot of people trying to get her moderating for them.
You better come with the goods because she don't play. But definitely want to give some love to Rebecca. She's always been super kind. Anytime I've ever reached out to her, she responded. And I really appreciate you, Rebecca. Thank you for being here. Thanks for helping set all this up with this guy right here. And while you're here, I just wanted to say thank you, Rebecca. Well, so how does the playing, does it do you better to noodle around a little bit and warm up, or do you want to do you want to like intermingle songs, or you want to finish with songs? I want to do what you would like to do, sir.
We can just throw one in here and there if you want to, and
Okay.
I've got a couple songs, and I got kind of a story for why I picked these songs. So
I got you.
Cool.
I got you. Well, I would say that if you wanna give them a little taste, you could, or would you rather have a conversation about something before one of the songs, or do we want to use the song as the conversation starter?
Well, I can go ahead and do the song. We can just see where it goes.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna mute my mic. Hopefully
too.
here. I'm gonna try. And give me just a second. So, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Church.
All right, folks. This first song is the name of it is Danny's Song. It's by Loggins and Messina. It's a song from way back, and it's one of the first songs that as an adult I wanted to learn how to do, because I remember my parents singing it a lot and kind of duetting it together in the living room when we would sit around. And so it was a song that always had a lot of meaning to me for that reason. And then when I did it, I was just going to do it once on the live, and somebody messaged me afterwards and said, man, that was amazing. You need to bring that song back. You need to make videos. And so it's kind of become a regular song that I do pretty much on my lives. And I go live, it'll be starting tomorrow. I'll be going live at 8 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. And then on the weekends, it's just going to kind of depends on what's going on, if I get a chance to jump on here and do some music or not. But I'll go ahead and do this one. People smile and tell me I'm the lucky one, and we've just begun. Think I'm gonna have a son. He will be like she and me, as free as a dove, conceived in love. Sun is gonna shine above. Even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey, and everything. Bring a chain of love. To my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be alright. Seems as though a month ago I was made a child, never got high. Oh, I was a sorry guy. Now a smile, a face, a girl that shares my name. Now I'm through with the game. Swore we'll never be the same. Even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey, and everything. Bring a chain of love. In the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be alright. Pisces, birds are rising is a very good sign. Strong and kind, and the little boy's mine. Now I see a family where the warmth is none, and we've just begun. Yeah, we're gonna fly to the sun. Even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey, and everything. Bring a chain of love. In the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be alright. Love the girl who holds the world in a paper cup. Drink it up. Love her and she'll bring you love. If you find and she helps your mind meditate you home. Don't you live alone. Try to earn what love is on. Even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey, and everything. Bring the chain of love. Whoa. In the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything is gonna be alright. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm actually trying to make your screen bigger here, and I'm making you smaller.
I love that
Man,
song, Chris.
I love that song. That's a great song.
Yep. It's a good one. Like I said, it's something I remember my parents doing a lot when they were young. Thank you, Betty Jean and Chandel. Can do artists. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. I love. I can remember singing that song with my mom. Man, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's. I think it's a good one for us people of a certain age. We have some memories, some ties to it from back then.
Yeah, people of a certain age, sir. I might be the person you're describing.
Oh, I'm definitely the person I'm describing. So,
man, well, thank you for playing that, man. And that folks is what we have to look forward to. I'm telling you, the man has his own way, his own style, and you use a lot. Man, I love the fact that you use your music. Essentially, the way I see it, you use your music to help people, to connect with people, to give them a bridge some days.
that's one of my favorite things is when somebody comes in and says, "Hey, can you play this song?" And I play it, and they're like, "Hey, that was a song me and my mom listened to a lot, and she really loved it, and it means a lot that you're playing it for me." And the little things like that is what keeps you going. The name of the song is Danny's Song, and it's by Loggins and Melissa Moose.
Yes, sir. Is there a story behind that particular song for you personally, or just in general? That's a song from that era.
Well, I heard them singing that a lot, and then I heard them singing a lot of stuff by the Beatles, and at that time, and still some of their songs, I couldn't get the chords down on the guitar, so I didn't learn them. And this ended up being the one that had the most memories to me that I looked at and said, "Hey, I can learn this." And I've only been singing a couple years. I've been playing guitar a long time, but I hadn't been singing very long. Hadn't had all of the vocal lessons and all this stuff that some people have had, but it's just, I just play and sing, and if people like it, then that's great. And if they don't, then, that's okay too, because music is so, you can have 10 million people love a singer, and you're still going to have a few people that just don't like what they do. It doesn't mean they're bad. It's just not your cup of tea. And it's, I try not to get my personal feelings involved in it too much. Everybody's not going to love what I do, and that's okay. But I'm doing it for the people who do enjoy it.
Right?
Sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, is there a thing that led you specifically into, you were telling me you predominantly do country. Is there something that led you, growing up, that led you towards that music, or is that a later evolution?
It's really just my whole life. I've had, music is just, it didn't matter. If it was music, I wanted to hear it. I wanted in on it. I've been to Metallica concerts. I've been to see Bobby Blue Bland at a blues fest.
Woo!
I've been to see Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg at a rap concert. I went and saw Tim McGraw and Garth Brooks, and I've been to all these concerts because I love all kinds of music. I think the country part of it has mainly been because that's what the people that come to my lives tend to enjoy the most, and that's where I've kind of landed. But
Right
I keep
on.
my other account open, and I go on there every once in a while just to do karaoke and do Nirvana and Stone Temple Pilots, Chris Cornell, stuff like that on that other channel. And
Woohoo.
Now we're talking. Now we're
sometimes you
talking.
can get yourself in TikTok trouble doing some of that music. So I've kept this account strictly doing I put thought into a song before I sing it. And I think, is there anything in this song that might be offensive? Because I don't want to get
So you're not doing
banned.
the cover of Gin and Juice tonight then?
No, I'm not doing the cover of Gin and Juice tonight. No, not at all.
Man, I was holding out for that one.
Ah.
You have to catch me on my other account, Chad.
I'll be there for it. I'm there.
Well, so
Jake.
tell me how the mental health thing comes into play here. I know that you do a lot of advocacy for that particular topic, and I know that you use music to do that. And I know that you said that a lot of the songs that you write currently have to do with that particular topic. So, what kind of led you into that area?
Well, I've always had, and my family has a history of it. My mom was diagnosed with bipolar and schizophrenia. My sister is currently diagnosed with bipolar and schizophrenia. It's kind of run in the family with a lot of mental health problems, and it kind of hit me a little bit in my younger days, but as I got older, it really started kind of hitting me, and I started writing. And I would just take a notebook out and just write what I was feeling down. And I went back later on and looked at some of that, and I said, man, I could probably turn some of that into music. And I started actually putting effort into trying to turn it into music for it, because I know me myself, when I'm in those places in my head, those mental spaces, I tend to listen to music that is about mental health, that is out there for that reason. You know, there's Billie Eilish. I listen to a lot of her music. There's a rapper called NF. He's got a lot of good mental health based music. Nolan Taylor is a newer one, and I think he got discovered on TikTok. And he does a country style, outlaw country style music, but it's about mental health. And that's where I found him at, is his videos were on TikTok, and I was like, man, I love this guy's music. And I went through looking his stuff up and was able to figure a couple of his songs out. And all that just kind of pushed me to, if I'm going to try to do it, I want to write something that means something, that I feel like is going to help. I don't want to write songs about riding around in pickup trucks drinking beer. I'll do that on my off time. I want to write something that's going to impact or help somebody, you know. So that's been my biggest thing with doing the mental health, is my own struggles that I went through. And, you know, trying to get me on the show this last 4 or 5 months, I've had to make a lot of changes because of my mental health. It's altered my life a lot. I had to walk away from a 30-year marriage, and I ended up moving, and pretty much, I don't know if you call it homeless. I wasn't sleeping on the streets. I've been there before, but couch surfing and moving around trying to find a spot. And, you know, I've got some medical issues, so that makes it kind of hard. But I think you just got to kind of keep pushing, and you got to keep people around you that are going to be that positivity and be there for you. And that's a lot of where me and Rebecca became closer as friends and everything. And what we've got going on is, so she's just one of those people that's always there, that if you need to talk to somebody, she's going to be there, and she's going to take the time to be there for you. So
You're right, Rebecca. You're right. Yeah, that sounds like Rebecca. Sounds exactly
yeah,
like
she's
Rebecca.
encouraging me in the chat now.
Yep.
She's right though. You are doing great, man. No doubt. So there is a for me too. There's this connection with music, and let me see if I can articulate this. But when I first came on TikTok, it was it was a year ago, Octoberish, when I met Chad and Tiffany and Haley and all those folks. And the show started in January, the Gin Project show. And pretty quickly, it became apparent that within the artist community, there are a statistically significantly higher number of people that have had to deal either personally or with their families or somebody have had to deal with the mental health issue. And it seems that there's a lot of people that are more open-minded and more thoughtful about how important mental health is. And it's not just because I have a background in it. It's because that's been my life's experience is that, you know, for a long time, growing up, you know, down south, you know, men, we didn't complain. We didn't, you're not supposed to talk about your feelings necessarily. You're supposed to just bury all of that. Right. And all
Right.
three of us that you can see on camera right now have in one way or another kind of try to work through that, try to come to a place where we can say, hey, it's all right to say you're not good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's probably
Yeah.
safer for everybody when we have that outlet, actually.
Yes.
It's probably a much better world to live in when you don't have dudes just pinning up all that anger. So I take my hat off to you, sir. I commend you for being willing to step forward and talk about an issue that oftentimes, especially for dudes, especially for men, sometimes it's a little taboo to talk about that subject. Somehow you're not a tough guy anymore or whatever. Well, I'm the
Yeah.
same dude I was. I just talk about it now.
Yeah.
So
It's a big thing, and it is a thing, especially with men and mental health. And I had a lady. I actually went to some rehab centers. We went to some methadone clinics, and she wrote a program for emotional intelligence. And I went with her and helped her teach that class, trying to teach it to the men. And you can see it there because the women's class will have 40, 50 women in it. The men's class, you may have 2 guys in there that'll actually show up. And it's, you know, it's the way we were raised. I was told by my granddad, you don't get to have feelings. You don't cry. You're a man. I wasn't even allowed to wear, to this day, I've never owned a pair of flip-flops because I wasn't allowed to wear them when I was a kid. You can't work in flip-flops. Get that off and put some boots on. It's, you know, you got to do all this stuff to be a man. And when you hit that age where you just can't hold it in anymore, then you got to find an outlet. And I think that outlet is why there's so many people in the mental health community that are also in the art community, because it's such a healthy outlet. It's a way to bring your thoughts and stuff to other people and help them see things the way you do.
it seems like there's this similarity. And, you know, when I first set up my account, I had one set up in the art category and one set up in the music category. And the reason I did that is because I do kind of a couple different things with my business. But I, you know, to me, that was such a strange thing because music obviously is art. And I noticed that within the music community on the platform, there's a very similar push for mental health awareness and for looking out for each other and for trying to be supportive of each other. And like Jason Woodward said a couple of weeks, it's not a damn competition, right? Right?
Yeah.
Like the fact that Chris
Right.
Church is doing well does not hurt Gin at all, right? It's a good
Yeah.
thing for all of us.
Yeah.
So that's another thing, you know, finding ways to still be competitive without it being a competition, if that makes sense at all. You know, everything for some folks is, you know, a diehard competition, and music and art isn't that.
Right. It's gone that way, I think, even in the mainstream now, because where in the you take a song by like Willie Nelson and you call it out and say, well, or Chris Christopherson wrote Sunday Morning Coming Down. Well, Johnny Cash sang it and it became famous. But they all sang each other's songs, and you don't see that as much anymore because, no, that's my song. You can't sing it. I don't want you making any money off of my song. And I think it was a lot better back when we were all just a little more level-headed and you know, a little more open to, I just want people to hear my song. And, you know, that's been the biggest thing with me is I want to take these opportunities to put my song out there. A little bit after I joined, and I told you a story last night, I guess I'll go ahead and tell it to everybody now. When I first got on TikTok, my youngest daughter, she wanted me to put videos of me singing the songs that I sing somewhere where she could get them if anything ever happened to me. So I made 10, 15 videos, and I built a account on TikTok, and I threw the videos on there, and I friended her. I thought she was the only person that could see the videos. I didn't know anything about TikTok. And within a couple weeks, she came over to the house and she said, how did you grow so fast? I said, what do you mean? I don't think I'm getting fatter. I think I'm losing weight. She said, no, on TikTok. She said, you got like 4,000 followers on there. I said, I said, how are they following? She said, they see your video. I said, other people can see it? She said, yeah. And I was embarrassed because I was like, I don't want anybody to hear me singing. It's not what I did this for, but I went on there and ended up joining an agency after about a month.
Well, I'm glad you did.
And
I never met you.
within about 3 months, my agent, Matahari, that's in here, she told me about the Give Me the Mic competition that TikTok had last year. And I said, well, I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm not going to make it, but I'm going to try out anyway just to make the agency happy. So I made a video doing Johnny Cash Hurt. And I woke up about 3 in the morning to go to the bathroom, and it had over 1 million views on the video, and it got me into the semifinals. And that's kind of when I started saying, hey, maybe I can actually do this, and started really going live a lot at that time. So it's been an interesting ride, and one I definitely didn't expect to go on. But when I wrote my first song as a poem, I was off work from medical, and I was sitting at home watching TV all day and sleeping. I wasn't doing anything, and I just got depressed. I fell into that slump where I didn't have any contact with the outside world. I wasn't doing anything. And it was horrible other than binge watching a bunch of shows that I wanted to catch up on. But the second time this TikTok thing had happened, and really I think that's what saved my life, was having an outlet to go on. And I think if I would have sat there on that couch another several months being laid off and not working, and I think I would have really ended up falling into a deeper depression than I did the first time. So to me, TikTok kind of saved my life in that way. It gave me an outlet, gave me a place to go where people wanted to hear what I was doing, and it gave me an excuse that forced me to play my guitar more and get more active at it. And so it's definitely been a good ride.
Man, that's incredible. That, you know, this us old school guys end up using this modern platform for something, you know, something like that. It's amazing.
We still get our trolls. I had somebody come in and say that what'd they comment? Somebody needs to come get their grandpa off TikTok. But you know, it's gonna happen. I got a good moderator, so
Chad's got something for that. He's got a nose for him.
I'm gonna have to get Rebecca one of those noses and let her pop in on the screen and boot them out.
Yeah, that's a weird thing, ain't it? You know, this whole Jake was mentioning earlier, sometimes you just gotta hit somebody in the mouth. We're trying not to do that, Jake. We're trying not to do that. But the weird thing is that's a new thing to learn to navigate on social media is people will come in and just say anything because they have the protection of a laptop and the distance that provides, the anonymity that provides. So you
Right.
got to learn to deal with people in a different way because you can't just crack them in the jaw when they say something stupid.
Yeah. And
Uh,
I have had people come in and start out trying to troll and get them muted, and they listen to the songs and bring them back in. They're like, I'm sorry I said that. I really like your
Uh-huh.
music. I'd like to stay, and end up becoming longtime followers and
Yep.
things like
Chad
that.
does
That's,
that.
that's my thing. I want to try to change your mind.
I love
Chad's
doing
good at that too. He sees it as a challenge.
I do.
Yeah, when Rebecca
Oh,
gives
you're
me
a
time to
sarcastic
change her
a-hole?
mind, if she don't boot them out first.
Yep.
I just kind of feel
Yep.
sorry for them. I mean, what would make a grown ass person spend their days on social media hating on somebody? It's just
Well, I think most of
kind
the
of
time
cracks
it's
me up.
because they're having mental health issues and they just hadn't had the right person put it to them the right way to help them come out of it. And they want that attention. And sometimes if you can give it to them constructively enough, you can actually do something to help.
Yep.
Right on, right on. I've seen that happen with this guy. Well, I keep pointing in the wrong direction, but with this guy over here, I've seen that happen live
Yep.
in time and space. And you know the thing about it is being a male, being a man specifically, talking about mental health and being specifically of our age or older, and a little younger. Not much younger though, but it is a learning experience, right? It is a journey. We don't have all the answers. We're trying to figure them out, but we know that other way didn't work. And
Right.
so we're trying to figure out how to kind of break that cycle and you know be more open to the idea that our mental health is just as real as our physical health. And our mental health affects our physical health, which in turn affects our mental health. Like you said, I've been on the couch with the surgery, and can't do anything for months at a time. And man, it's difficult to keep a headspace that's positive in that situation. Pain. A lot of people deal with chronic pain daily, and that is so draining. And it is. It's not just draining physically; it's draining mentally as well. And if you put those two things together, old school guys aren't supposed to talk about being in pain. Older people hurt. I got news for you, folks. The older you get, you're gonna have
Yeah.
some aches and pains. So it doesn't make it. If you think about it, it doesn't make any sense not to be able to talk about these things.
Yeah.
And the way we would see them be talked about was somebody would treat somebody poorly, or somebody would be surly, or have a really bad attitude, or really pissed off all the time. They didn't have any outlet. They have no way of expressing what they're going through.
Right. And that's kind of what I used it for, is because a lot of times I found it difficult to talk about what was going on in my head. But if I could make it a song and sing it, it was that thought, maybe somebody will pick up on this and say, hey, you need to talk,
Uh-huh.
or, maybe
Yeah.
it'll open those doors, because it can be hard to talk about things.
I used to tell
Absolutely.
people all the time, you'll know me better if you listen to my music than you will if you talk to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I've gotten better as time has went on about talking about things, but it's something I've had to train myself to do. It's not something that
Yeah.
came natural. It's something that I
Mhm.
had to sit down and say, okay, hey, I need to talk to you. I've got a problem. This is what's going on. This is what you can do to help if you want to help. And I think when we all get to the point where we're able to do that, and where people are more receptive of it, I think we'll have a lot less issues stem from the mental health problems that we have.
Yes.
But
Yes. Yeah, a lot of the violence we see in our communities is, you can draw a straight line to mental health issues.
Right. And you look at a lot of the criminals, a lot of the people that are arrested, if you look back in their history, usually within 6 months of them committing whatever crime they committed, they reached out and tried to get some kind of mental health help. But whether it be not having insurance or not having adequate mental health care in the U.S., weren't able to get it put on a waiting list or sent in to see a doctor and just said, here, take these pills and go on. And it's, it's sad, but that's what ends up happening to a lot of the people who are sitting in prison now when they really just needed some mental help.
Yes. Yes. And that's a whole nother show there. That's a great topic, actually. Yes, our prison system is replete with folks with mental health issues. Jason Woodward, who was on a couple weeks ago, works for DJJ. He was talking about that exact same issue. He was describing some of the kids that he works with, So yeah, it's pervasive, and it's all communities. It ain't just poor people. It ain't just rich people. It ain't just one color or another, or one religion or another. Mental health goes across all of those boundaries. It does not care.
Yeah, you can't have enough money to buy your way out of it.
Right. You can buy your way into it, though.
Everybody.
You might be able to buy your way into it because you can buy your way out of stuff, maybe. But
yeah, you may be able to buy your way out of some of the effects of what you do because of it, but it's still going to be there.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, I'll tell you straight up, I have a mental health person that I talk to every couple months or so, and have for a few years now. And it's helped me tremendously. Mostly what it is for my part is I just have a conversation with her and kind of get her to check and make sure that I'm, I'm reasonable. I'm making sense. The decisions that I'm making are for, solid reasons and that kind of thing. And that's more of like a maintenance level, right? That's more of just kind of checking in, making sure we're doing all right. If I'm feeling stressed about something or whatever, that it lingers too long, then I could reach out and move up an appointment or something. But for the most part, it's a maintenance kind of thing. People make sense. They'll go to the doctor once a year and get the blood work done, and that makes sense to them, right? But they haven't been taught that you should do the same thing for your mental health.
Right.
And you need to check in more than once a year. Once a year for checking in on your mental health might be too late. So the reason for scheduling things a little shorter than that is so you can keep tabs on things.
Yeah, definitely. And I think this would probably be a good intro to one of the songs that I wrote. It's a friend that works in the mental health industry. She made the comment one day that about making space for people around you. And I didn't really understand what that was. I never heard it put like that, but it's, somebody comes up and says, hey, I've got a problem. I really need to talk. Can you talk? And it's making that space and saying, yeah, I'll put what I've got on hold. Let's help you get through this. And I ended up writing a song called No Space from hearing it put like that. So if it's okay, I'll go ahead and do that song for y'all.
Absolutely. Absolutely, sir. I'll mute our mics.
All right. Got so much on my mind. Need to find somewhere to unwind. I feel like such a waste. only I could just hit a race. I just need someone who I can tell my story to. No one has the space for me. Keep my walls built up high to keep out all the prying eyes. No one really wants to see the brokenness inside of me. You don't want to lose your place, fall behind in life's race. You just can't make the space for me. Here I am, doubting myself again. Did they leave or did I push them all away again? Always say I wish I had a friend, but in the end I always climb inside myself again. I guess I'll never find my way in this game called life, so hard to play. Seems this world doesn't have a space for me. No space for me. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, I love it.
Yeah, that one came, that's probably the easiest song that I ever wrote. It just, I was able, because I see myself when I get depressed, letting people trying to, that I know are going to try to contact me, trying to push them away. Because it's like you get in that mode of depression where you just want to sit in it. And it's that's why I found it's important to let the people around you know, hey, this is, the people, your inner circle, your close group, hey, this is what goes on in my head. So if I do this, tell me no bullshit, you're going to sit down and talk to me, because that might be what I need to hear.
Sure.
Absolutely. Chad, I know this is a subject that's near and dear to you, man. Do you have any thoughts you'd care to share, or questions? Or
Oh man.
I know your
think
journey
you're-
has been your journey has been one of having to deal with mental health on a whole lot of levels. So I know you're very familiar with this, man.
Yeah. I think a couple of things that you've said here that are extremely important is being able to communicate or to the folks around you, like where you're at and how you process even maybe the chain of logic that your reality is on right now. I think that's extremely important. Just as important as, like you said, giving others that space of when they say, hey, something's wrong, hit the brakes, stop. Take a moment and give that person that time they need to say that piece, to get through that thought. I try to do that a lot, and I find myself sometimes being like, oh, well, I got to hurry, blah, blah, blah. And then I will think of a time when I needed that space. And I was actually thinking of a time while you were singing that song many, many years ago that I called a local hotline, and I told them I was having thoughts of not being here anymore. And they said, well, you're going to have to call this other number between these hours. I will never, ever, ever, for the rest of my life, forget the feeling in my stomach, not only that it took to get the guts to make that call, but the response that I got in return. It really changed the way that I deal not only with myself, but with others greatly. And I was thinking about that specific time, and that's been, my gosh, 20 years ago. You know, that wasn't yesterday, and it stuck with me. But what also sticks with me is being able to be on the level with, like you said, your inner circle, you know, your people that are right next to you, to be able to be on the level with them. If I would have been able to do that then, before, and it wasn't anybody else's fault but my own, then that would not have had as much of an effect on me when I made that phone call. Neither making the phone call nor the answer I got. As well as, you know, if more people were willing to make time to make sure that that space is made for someone else. So, what you're saying right there, that's the gospel of the universe, brother. That's for sure.
I think probably the trickiest part of it that I've had to learn is you also have to find out a way to tell people that when you can't make space, because
Yes.
sometimes you're going through your own mental hell and somebody else wants to talk and you just can't do it. But there's a
Yes.
better way, just brushing them off. You know, I've had to learn that it's okay to say, hey, I care. I just cannot, I'm going through a lot and I cannot make the space for you right now. Do you have
Yeah.
somebody else to talk to? Can we set up a time? You know, can we talk about this tomorrow? Will it wait?
Yeah.
But you know, just being honest and taking that mask off, that cover off that we put on and walk around in public with, and making ourselves a little bit more open. And you know, I think about that a lot with the TV commercials where they're walking around with a little mask on a stick for the antidepressant.
You're right.
medication.
Yes.
You know, I'm like, I feel like that sometimes. Like I got to put this face on,
Yes.
and I've got to be this person, and
Yep.
it's not
Yeah,
always the
absolutely.
thing to do.
Yeah.
And you know, my opinion is that everybody is a personalized approach too, right? All three of us in these boxes have had someone threaten to unalive themselves during one of our lives, more than once.
Yeah.
And Chad and I have had conversations about it. Me and some of the mods have had conversations about it, because it's like, on one hand, you want to shut your live down right then and reach out to them and call them and go that route. On the other hand, that sets the table for people being able to just shut things down by coming in and doing that anytime. So there's this play, right? There's this balance you're always trying to find as a human being. What is that tipping point that lets you know? And you just got to go with what feels right to you. You got to be sincere with yourself, I think. And like when it happened to me, the first time, I reached out to people I thought that person might know. I reached out to people that I had seen that person around and said, hey, you know, Ashman was one of those guys that I reached out to. There were others, but just to use his as an example, because I've spoken publicly about him. I thought him and a couple other people knew this person, so I reached out and said, hey, you know, what do you think here? And in another instance, it was towards the end of the show, and we were about to close the show down anyway, so we shut down and tried to give them a call. But, you know, there's this mixture, right? There's this mixture between people who have sincere issues and people who try to use those particular topics to manipulate things. And it's a personal balance you have to find, right? Like manipulation comes in many forms, and people who are adept at manipulation have found ways to do that by appealing to awareness of mental health, or awareness of unaliving prevention, or awareness of men's issues or women's issues or whatever. So it really is treacherous waters to navigate sometimes. We don't have all the answers. We're all just three dudes trying to kind of figure it out as we go.
Yeah, and it can be difficult to talk about it and to really know what to say, and that's why for me it's been about the music. It's been about putting these lyrics in so I can craft them to really say what I'm trying to say. And sometimes you look at a song later on that you wrote and you're like, hey, I didn't really realize what I was writing. But, I told Rebecca earlier, I wrote another song called What If. That was the first one that I wrote. And the basis of the song was, it's about a person who unalives themselves, but it's them saying, what if things would have changed? What if this would have been different? What if I could have changed that? And I look back now on the day that I wrote it as a poem, and I was sitting in a chair fixing to make myself not be here anymore. And I think, man, look at all of these things and these experiences that I would have missed, and the people that I know now and that I have in my life that I would have missed if I would have went through that. So, being able to write and put that stuff in an outlet, and it's the same way with all kinds of art, because I see paintings and I see sculptures and things that I read into it, what the emotion is, it's all got its way of reaching out to people. And that's in the end what we're all really doing as artists, is trying to reach out and be a help in somebody else's life. Or that's what we should be trying to do.
I agree. 100%. 100%. Is that a song you're going to play for today, or?
Yeah, I can do that for you.
That would be just awful, Chris. That'd be terrible if you played the song again.
All right. Show me so much patience. I can only take so many lives from my mind, for my heart is broken and my light no longer shines. There is no way to fix this. I am far beyond repair. What if things were different? What if my life had changed? What if I found redemption? Way to loosen all my chains. Never see the sun again. I gave up on life that night. Gave up on my happiness. I let all my dreams die. Abandon the hope of What if things were different? What if my life had changed? What if I found redemption? Way to loosen all my chains. A light so pure and perfect. If I'd only chose to fight, I could have been so happy. But my life ended that night, and now I'll never know. I'll never know. All right.
Man,
Thank you.
man, that's a great song, Chris. It's a great song, man. I love it.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get time to get more into to writing more music, and I'm working on writing a book now, and just got a lot of stuff going on now that I've got settled. I'm in a place because I've moved, I guess, 6 times in the last 3 months,
Oh,
That's
and
brutal.
it's been pretty wild. It's been a different
yeah.
kind of life, but it's, you know, I'm happy, and I've got people around me that care about me and that care about my mental health and that are supportive in what I'm trying to do with my life. And it's been worth the struggle that I've gone through to have the feelings and the emotional and mental health that I have going on now.
Right.
Yeah, and partially the reason you're in a better place is your music. That's beautiful, man. That's cool. Like
Yes.
part of your journey, part of the gift that you are giving to other people also brought you out of that dark place when you needed it. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's definitely fair to say, because the original lyrics to that song I could never do on TikTok without getting kicked off. But after I came out of that depression and I was able to look at it with a little bit more, depth from a different place, I was able to say, okay, well, this is what I was feeling, and this is what would have happened if I would have went through with that. And now I'm in this better place, and I've got these people in my life that care about me, so I can actually say that I'm happy that I didn't do what my intentions were that night. And
Sure.
Me
it's
too,
if it's
man.
not amazing to anybody else, it's amazing to me, because I know what headspace I was in at that time, and to be where I'm at now and have the people I have in my life, it's definitely worth all the struggle.
And I know you mentioned Corn Lord earlier being one of those folks that are super supportive of you, and I see that Corn Lord just joined us in the chat, so I just wanted to acknowledge that Chris was talking about you earlier, man.
Oh yeah, he spent hours helping me, because I got a computer and he helped me get everything set up, and then the computer crashed. And he got back on the phone with me, spent a couple hours, set everything up, and the computer crashed. And we went through that for about 2 weeks,
Oh
trying to get
man,
everything. Every time I'd go live, I would lose a mic or I would lose something. And it was a wild ride, but he's one of those people that's not out there for himself. He wants to help, and he's just a good person. He spent countless hours working with me on trying to get my sound right and figure things out.
Nice.
that's incredible. That's awesome. Corn Lord, for better or worse, you and Hold on just a second. Let me make sure I
Darkwing.
get this right. You and Darkwing are now on the official list, so we'll have to we'll have to talk at some point here. Hey, I don't want to throw you a curveball too bad because I know that performing is a preparation thing oftentimes. But you did mention a Johnny Cash song that got you kind of started on TikTok. And I think you perform that song fairly often, if I'm not mistaken. And
Yeah.
and I know I know that Rebecca has one other song she wanted you to do. I'm just trying to sneak in, even if it's a snippet of Hurt, because I love your version of that. If you don't mind, but like I said, man, I definitely don't want to put you in an awkward situation either.
Oh no, I can do Hurt. And yeah, Rebecca's had her favorite song that I do since the very first time that she was in my live, that I went live, and that's pretty much what I've done. I close out every live with that song, and just a little way of saying thank you for everything she does, because I know the grief you go through to be a moderator on TikTok. It's all the messages you get after lives of people mad because you muted them, and I know that.
And being friends with hooligans like all of us is probably not easy either.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd love to do Hurt for y'all.
Yeah, man. Since that got you
Wonderful.
started on your journey, man, and I've heard you do a bit of it before, and I love your version of it, man. Thank you.
All right, yes, sir.
Come on, hit this mute button.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end. And you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. I wear this crown of thorns upon my liar's chair, full of broken thoughts I cannot repair. Beneath the stains of time, the feelings disappear. You are someone else, I am still right here. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end. And you could have it all. My empire I could start again, 1,000,000 miles away, I would keep myself, I would find a way.
Yes.
Thank you.
What do you think, Chad?
Oh, I couldn't get my mic unmuted fast enough. Oh, it was phenomenal, dude.
I appreciate that.
Thanks for doing
Really?
that, man. I appreciate you doing that one on the
Yeah,
fly.
man, that was. I don't know if you were paying attention. You were busy doing your thing, but like I had chills. Like I was holding my arm up like this.
Yes, man.
God, man,
I love
that was
it.
beautiful.
Well, it's such a great song, and I love the fact that Johnny Cash, one of the original outlaws of country music, came out in his last album. He took these songs from genres that you didn't expect him to go to, and made songs like that were so good that the person that wrote it from Nine Inch Nails said, "That's not our song anymore. He did it better than us. That's Johnny's
Right.
song."
I was just
Yeah.
about to say that. Trent Reznor himself was like, well, that looks like it's Johnny Cash's song now. And I mean, good Lord.
Yeah.
Because that was such a powerful song to start with. You wouldn't think
Yeah.
that somebody could make it more powerful. And then here comes Johnny Cash going, hey, hold my beer.
Yeah. Johnny Cash is always somebody that's fought for, for equal rights for people, and just always come out as a decent human being and said what was on his mind. And I respected that a lot, and that's one of the reasons I'm a big Johnny Cash fan.
Oh, yeah.
Me too. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. He did a whole album from prison.
Yeah.
He told the record executives, "I'm going to prison to do my next one. Y'all do with it what you want." I
Yeah.
love it, man.
Well, even with Martin
So,
guitar, he wanted a Martin guitar, and they only do natural colored guitar. They only do the wood grain. They don't do painted guitar. They're Martin. They're too good for that. And Johnny Cash said, "Well, I want to play your guitar, but I'm not going to play it if it's not black."
he froze for me. Chad. Is he
They made a
frozen for
black
you,
guitar
Chad?
for Johnny Cash, and that's the Johnny Cash edition. And I've got that too. I need to restring it so I can start playing it more. But
You got the Johnny
yeah,
Cash
I got
Martin?
the Johnny Cash Martin.
Yeah. Cool, man. Too cool.
But yeah, I'd love to do this last one. It's like I said, this has been Rebecca's favorite that I do. It's Seven Spanish Angels by
Oh,
Willie.
you're going to play that?
So
I'm probably going
Okay.
to turn my camera off so y'all don't watch me cry like a baby.
I might be crying if I don't get it in the right key.
I have to mute myself so you guys don't hear me caterwauling along with our guests all the time.
Look down into her brown eyes that say a prayer for me. She threw her arms around him, whispered, "God will keep us free." They can hear the riders coming. He said, "This is my last fight. They'll take me back to Texas. They won't take me back alive." There were 7 Spanish angels at the altar of the sun. They were praying for the lovers in the valley of the gun. When the battle stopped and the smoke cleared, the thunder from the throne. 7 Spanish angels took another angel home. She reached down and picked a gun up, lay smoking in his hand. She said, Father, please forgive me. I can't make it without my man. And she knew the gun was empty, and she knew she could not win. Her final prayer was answered when the rifles fired again. There were 7 Spanish angels at the altar of the sun. They were praying for the lovers in the valley of the gun. When the battle stopped and the smoke cleared, was thunder from the throne. 7 Spanish angels took another angel home. 7 Spanish angels took another angel home. All right.
Man,
Woo!
I love it.
Yeah,
For
I
Rebecca.
double check. I was on mute. I was singing real loud, and I was like, "Man, I'm gonna feel real stupid if I'm not on mute." I was like, "Okay, I'm still on mute."
Oh, just to clarify, Chad, you should feel real stupid anyway.
I usually do. Usually do. Usually do.
Hey,
Just
it
messing
happens.
with you,
I'm
dude.
always nervous about if I'm muted or not. I'm like, oh.
I was just wailing, singing, and then all of a sudden it dawned. And it's like, "Man, you better hope you didn't do something." Okay, yeah, you're on mute, Chad. All right, all right.
Might
can
be a
exist on
duet with
TikTok
Chad
another
Real
day.
Martin, Chris Church.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I'm going to get Rebecca to sing something with me. I'm going to get her there eventually.
Oh man, Rebecca's gonna. When's she gonna make her debut? I got to be there for that.
I'm
I
there
will
for
make
it.
sure you know about it.
Please.
Absolutely.
I told her maybe we can do some old Conway Twitty and Loretta Lynn or something.
Hey,
Conway
coal miner's
Twitty.
daughter type stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Conway,
Maybe some Louisiana woman, Mississippi man, something like that.
Woo, woo. I love
Conway Twitty has no B-sides.
No,
it.
no. And he's probably responsible for a lot of the people that are alive in the world today from his music. That's what my dad called it, belly rubbing music. He said,
Absolutely.
I gotta get me
Man.
one of those suits that he used to rock.
Yeah, he definitely had the suits going on. Chris, man, I appreciate you coming on so much, man. I'm glad we were finally able to get all the stars aligned for both of us and make it happen, man. It has been an absolute honor to have you on here playing a few songs. And with your permission, I will load this on the YouTubes over there. If that's okay with you. If not, that's okay too.
hey, that's great. You do with it what you want to do with it. I just want people to get out there and hear, you know, to hear the message and the lyrics in the song and stuff. To me, it's not about getting rich. I know you were asking me about subscriptions yesterday. I've got to get up to 1,000 followers before TikTok will let me set up subscriptions.
Well, let's help him get there, folks. Let's help him get there.
What I'm going to do when I do that is I'm going to do the custom stickers, sub stickers for subscribers. And I'm also going to be sending out a little thank you letter with some guitar picks. I got one of them here. I don't know if you can really tell it, but it's got the QR code for my TikTok code
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
on it.
yeah.
I got to
Well-
get some more made and sent out, but I try to leave them anytime I've been in and played at a bar, or I played some at a blues club in Georgia when I was living there. And I try to leave these pics laying around because you never know who might pick it up. Well, I wonder what that QR code for. And you get a new follower. So
I love
Yeah.
it, man. I love it. The Fufu was in the chat earlier. I'm trying to get some
Yeah.
guitar picks made over here too. So I tell you what, man, when you get to 1,000 followers and you're able to turn your subscriptions on, hit me up. Well, we'll talk before then, but hit me up and I'll throw in a little merch. I'll throw in a little swag to get you started.
All right, I appreciate that.
It might be some stickers or some guitar picks, or maybe we'll do a shirt giveaway or something. We'll come up with something though, man. But when you get to that 1,000 mark and you start putting that out there, let me know, and I'll put you in my link tree, and see what we can do to get some traffic steered that way.
I'll sure do it, and I appreciate it. And I'm working on getting some music ready to go out on streaming services now. I'm somewhere longer than a week or two. I'm gonna get all my sound equipment set back up and hopefully get some recording done and get some of my music out there. Like I said, it's just now that I've gotten to where I can listen to myself sing. I think that's an artist thing. I think sometimes we like other people's art better than our own. And we have a hard time. We're our worst critics, I think, most of the time. And
Yes.
it's taken a while to get to the point where I feel like it's worth me doing anything like that. So,
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Chris, I toured as a vocalist for a very long time, and I cut many albums, and I was a guest artist on many albums. I still didn't like hearing myself. Everybody else loved it except for me. So don't feel bad. That's just the way that it is, I think.
yeah, it never quite sounds the same when you listen to yourself on a recording as it does when you're actually singing it.
I know it, and it'll drive you mad, but that's just skull
part of it.
reverberation.
Yep, part of it.
Hi, Kira.
But hey, I really appreciate you letting me come on here. It's been great. I've had a great time. Enjoyed it.
It was our honor, sir. We very much appreciate you. This is the time of night that my buddy over here tucks this little girl in every night. So we are coming in right on the mark. You are professional
Yes,
from
sir.
beginning to end, sir. And
Yes.
please, y'all, you can check out Chris Church Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll tell you a little secret. I might be hanging out in the FYP watching every now and then, listening while I'm doing my thing. So,
Right?
y'all come check out Chris. Hang out. He's always a great conversation. He always plays some cool music. You just saw it happen. I was like, hey,
Yep.
man, could you play that Johnny Cash song? And boom, he did it and gave Chad chills. So,
Johnny
hey,
on the
look,
spot.
this is a good man right here. He's doing good stuff out there. He makes good music. He brings people along with him. So let's please give him support. And this content will be available on YouTube, and I'll chop it up and I'll start dropping some of these songs, sprinkling them throughout every once in a while here too, so people will get to see you, Chris. I'm gonna do the same thing with Jason, and I got a buddy of mine that played that guitar right behind me here recently. We're gonna put some content out about that. So y'all please turn on your notifications, give Chris a follow. Chris, you have my personal number, man. Anytime I can be of service, you please reach out to me. I believe in you 100%. And have from the first time that I saw you, man. So thank you for coming on. Thank you for being who you are to the people that you are that person for. I'm grateful to you for doing that, man. And it takes a special kind of person to step forward and talk about the things you talk about. And I am 100% behind you, man, at all times.
I appreciate y'all doing what you do because there's not enough support for the art community and on this platform or anywhere. And so anything we can do to help bring artists up and get the good stuff going out and hitting the FYP instead of some of the crap it ends up is a win. And y'all are out there doing the work. Y'all are in the trenches getting, helping people get supported and find support. And that's important. I really appreciate what y'all do.
Thank you, man. The feeling is mutual. I have a lot of respect for you, Chris, and I appreciate your journey, man. Anytime, I hope anytime you have my number, man, you reach out to me. I'll answer. Chad, damn it,
Man.
Chad, do you have anything, buddy? I don't know my left from right, y'all. That's my problem.
I'm over here, you jackass.
He's
Man,
over there.
Chris, dude, thank you for stirring this old musician's soul. Thank you so very much, man. That's I used to be surrounded by live music day in and day out, and I no longer am. So when I get to pass through and hang out with somebody like you or Jason Woodward, it's just a blessing. So thank you for doing what you're doing out there, man. That's all I got to say. You emotionally drained me tonight, sir. Thank you.
I thank y'all because your first, I think the first time I came to one of your lives, you was working on the sculpture of a woman and had the rib cage open, and man, I told everybody I saw for the next 6 months about what you were doing on here. I was like, y'all don't understand, this is just a level of talent that I even got some stuff out and tried carving myself, and I said, never mind, I'm gonna go back and watch him because this is not my thing.
Well, ask questions, Chris. I got you. I'll have guitar questions. We'll trade
Well,
off.
I'm one of those people that can turn a pallet into a pile of firewood. That's
I've met a lot of people that can't even do that. So you're a step ahead. You're a step ahead.
That's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Chris Church. We appreciate him being here. This is your co-host right here, Chad Rev Art, the best co-host on this particular planet and the planet he's from as well.
Except for when he co-hosts my show, then he's the best.
Dude, I'm the best
Just saying.
co-host ever. That's right. That's right.
That's right. We take turns.
please-
We share.
Yes, we do. Please give a follow to this man, Chris Church, any of our people. And thank you to the folks that came over with Chris. It was good seeing y'all. Thank y'all for coming over and enjoying the show and supporting your guy there. So he's our guy too. So we appreciate you. We're glad to have you here. Chris, nothing but love for you, sir. So grateful for you to come on. Nothing but respect for you, man, all day. Appreciate
I
you.
appreciate it. The same goes to y'all. Y'all keep doing what you're doing.
Everybody out there, I hope you're having a good day, and if not, I hope it turns around for you real soon. Thursday night, we got Chad Rev Art. Who you got in the window, Chad?
We got the real goopy goop coming at you Thursday.
I'm excited about this one, y'all. That's our dude. That's our dude, Goopster.
Yeah.
Oh, the Goopster. Goopy,
He's as
we
crazy
love you,
as I
brother.
am. So we're gonna ag each other on. It will be a great time if we can get through the whole thing without getting. It'll be fun.
And a special thanks to Rebecca. Rebecca, we appreciate
Yes.
you. We're grateful to you for all that you do, Rebecca. And thank you
Yes.
for bringing us Chris. Absolutely
Quick note:
amazing.
Rebecca was there and hung out with us the first night that Degan and I actually hung out.
The first night she was there.
The very first
she
night
was there.
that Gen and I hung out and kicked it. We went from like live to live to live, like literally around the globe, and partied with, hung out with people. And Rebecca was chilling with us. Just wanted to point that out.
That sounds right. She's out there. She finds. I told her. I said, I don't think there's a musician or a guy that owns a guitar with a TikTok account that you don't know.
She was there the first time we ever hung out.
Absolutely.
She was there from the get-go.
So thank you, Rebecca. Flash, appreciate you coming in too, buddy. Good to see you, Flash. Rebecca,
Yes.
we're going to close out with your name, the last words out of our mouths. Thank you, Rebecca.
Rebecca.